guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Philip Lombardi with Hennessy Honda, and today we're going to be looking at the 2018 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring. This one's in pearl white with a beige interior, and this new Accord has a ton of new features. Not only was it redesigned with all of the other Accords, it just came out a month ago. It has nice looking 17-inch alloy wheels that don't look like you're driving a hybrid. It has a new third generation 2.0 liter engine paired with the E-CVT. I'll explain what all of that is in the video. Stay tuned. We're going to test drive the vehicle, look at it inside and out. I hope you enjoy it. And as we come around to the front, you're going to notice in the newer Honda fashion, you have your full LED lights with your LED daytime running lights. You can see those flickering on the camera there, and your LED fog lights down below. Down here, you're going to see that these are a little bit more stylish. They're the 17-inch alloy wheels with the darker and lighter two-tone finish, and you have your 17-inch low rolling resistance Michelin tires. That's going to give you a nice comfy ride and better gas mileage. This vehicle does get 47 miles per gallon, highway and city, and that's in part to the tires. These are going to look a little bit nicer if you come out and get a full picture of the vehicle like this. It's a little bit more stylish. It looks like you're driving a normal Accord. You don't have to be afraid of that image of driving a hybrid. These are going to give you a sportier look now, finally. And as we come down below the Honda logo down here in the grille, you'll notice you have your Honda sensing equipment there, which is standard on all of the new Accords and the hybrid. This touring model is going to feature the chrome handle above the painted piece right here, and you're just going to tap this to lock it and grab the back to unlock it like normal. But that adds a nice classy touch with the chrome finish on top of the pearl white paint. So one of the parts that I'm most excited about in the back, because I love heated seats and air-cooled seats, is you have 3 different levels of heated seats for the outboard positions for the left and the right side over there. Plus, not to mention, this has the same seating setup and comfort that you'll find in the new Accord that just came out this year. You have the ventilated seats in the front and back, air conditioning vents right there, tons of headroom, hip room, shoulder room, and the seats finally fold down because the battery is in a different spot, and you have a full trunk just like any other Accord, but in a hybrid. And with your seats folded down, this is what it will look like, just like every other vehicle with 60/40 split seats. No more annoying battery in the way and a reason to not get the hybrid. Now everybody can enjoy it, whether you have golf clubs, you're picking the kids up from baseball or soccer or what have you, or just, you know, going back and forth to work, carrying friends around, going out to dinner. You have plenty of space for every scenario. So as you can see, you have a full trunk now. It's not blocked halfway by the battery pack and all of the hybrid equipment. It's the same size as all of the Accords that are already out in the 2018 model, and the seats are 60/40 split. As we come up to the front, you'll notice perforated seats, all the stitching and cushions that you would see in the other models, and then down here we have the 12-way power seats with 4-way lumbar adjustment. That's becoming standard in all of the new Hondas. And then as we come all the way over here to the driver's side door, you have the kind of the faux wood grain right here, and then your memory seats right there, along with your typical controls, mirrors, windows, etc. right there. You'll notice you have leather all throughout the car, the armrest, the side piece right here, center console, seats, and even where your knees and legs would touch if you had shorts on right there. Over here on the left side, you're going to notice you have your heads-up display, controls right there, on and off, the height of the heads-up display, and then you have your brightness of the screen in front of you behind the steering wheel and the heads-up display itself. Down here, we have our Honda sensing controls right there, traction control and parking sensors. These are nice because if they get annoying, you can end up turning them on and off, depending on how close you'd like to get to things. And coming across the steering wheel, you'll notice, like all of the new Hondas, super sporty with your chrome finishes here. It's more of a sportier steering wheel with the stitching right here and leather. And then you have your volume radio controls. This home button will actually control what you see in the center right there, and you can use this little wheel just like any other Accord to scroll through what you see in that center screen. And then you have your radio buttons here, Bluetooth, which is standard and you can pair up to 6 cell phones. And then on the right side, You have what you would see in your heads-up display. You can cycle through those features there. It's going to be things like your traffic sign recognition, your actual speed in this vehicle. The hybrid, it's going to be your power monitor and some other features. And then you have your regular cruise control and your two really important Honda sensing features here. You have your lane keep assist and your adaptive cruise control. All right, and then on this center touchscreen here, it's going to look pretty normal to you if you've seen a new 2018 Honda in general. One thing that will be different will be the power flow monitor button here, and that's just going to show you your current drive, miles per gallon, and your total range. It looks kind of like the Honda Clarity power monitor if you've seen that. And if you haven't, check out the other video we have on the Honda Clarity to see what that looks like. Once you put the car in reverse, you'll notice you have your nice big full color backup camera. As you turn the steering wheel, your dynamic guideline will kick in and show you where you're going to end up. And then you have your three different views as far as wide angle, normal, and vertical, top down, looking straight past your bumper. These new backup cameras on the hybrid and the newer Accords and newer vehicles that are coming out with Honda, you're going to have your cross traffic monitoring right there to show you from which way a car is going to hit you, from left or right if you're backing out and somebody's about to hit you in the parking lot. And you also have this new feature right here which will show you kind of an overhead view of where your parking sensors are picking up a person or a vehicle. So you have 4 sensors in the back, 2 sensors up front, and that'll give you an audible warning, and they will light up as well. All right, right below that you're going to have all of your climate control. The vehicle does have dual climate control. It's all digital. If you hit the on button, it's going to show that right there, both of your temperatures. And you'll notice, even with this off, there's a little bit of a noise because this one has the air-cooled seats, or the ventilated seats as we would call them. You have 3 different levels of cool and 3 different levels of heat. Right next to that is your push-button start. The vehicle does come equipped with a remote start, which is great. It'll precondition the cabin to 72 degrees, so you're comfortable whether it's hot or cold outside. Just down below your climate control, you're going to have your USB port, which is where you will utilize your Apple CarPlay. And then you also have a 12-volt power outlet, or an old cigarette lighter as we used to call them. And then down here is really important. Not only do you have the wireless charging mat for your phone, but this one seems to be improved in just the past year or so. There were a lot of complaints of certain phone cases not working. Now you can drop any cell phone that I've tried, Apple or Android, with a bulky case, and it does charge right away and picks it up instead of having to get a certain case or not have a case at all. Just past your storage compartment here with your wireless phone charger, you'll notice you have your electronic transmission where you would push for park, pull for reverse, push for neutral, and drive. This has the new E-CVT transmission, which stands for electronic continuously variable transmission, and it's paired with the new 2.0 3rd gen engine. That's going to power the car when you're not running in EV mode or econ mode. So if you click sport, you can utilize the new feel of that engine, and it's also going to change the way your suspension and your steering handles. Just below your electronic transmission, you'll notice that you do have those buttons. Not only do you have econ, sport, and EV, but then you have your electronic parking brake, which is becoming a standard issue feature for most new Hondas. Brake hold is right below that, and that's kind of like the lazy man's version of hill start assist. What I mean by that is, if you're sitting in traffic or you're just sitting at a red light and you want to take your feet off the pedals, you can do so by just hitting that and then taking your feet off the pedals, and it will hold for 10 minutes. In your nice long center console, you're going to have this little storage tray here. This comes out, and then you also have your extra USB port and 12-volt power outlet there. And what's nice is it looks like both USB ports now will support Apple CarPlay, so you don't have to figure out which one to plug into. Whichever one's available and open, stick it in there and it will start to work on your screen. Alright guys, let's drive the car. So we're inside. I'm going to just hit drive because it has the cool electronic transmission and the buttons right there. It's kind of like the Clarity, because when you're rolling at a really low speed, you'll notice that little humming. You can almost hear it from the inside. I don't know if you can pick it up on the microphone here, but when we pull the cars into the showroom, you can hear the humming, and it's almost like a a unicorn is singing to you from outside the vehicle to let you know that your fuel-efficient neighbor is coming when you can't see them. So basically with the new Accord, you're going to have these paddle shifters right here, and I'm going to explain real quick how those work. Instead of you shifting gears like you normally would in a sports car with paddle shifters, this is actually going to do the opposite and save you gas mileage. There's going to be 4 different levels of regenerative braking. So as you accelerate, like I'm doing here, and then I coast, if I hit minus, it's actually going to add regenerative braking power, and you're going to notice more drag. I did not hit the brake, and I just basically slowed down to almost a stop because I have it all the way maxed out with the drag. So that's going to charge your battery quicker. If I do it again, you'll notice if I just kind of floor it real quick, just like this, and I click the plus button, it's going to reduce it, minus button, full drag, and the vehicle slows down. Once you go long enough, it'll actually come to a stop. But again, that's going to recharge your battery and help you. So if you're sitting in traffic, commuting to work, going back and forth to school, or even just in the back roads at the red lights and stop signs, max that regenerative braking power out, and you're going to see really good gas mileage, especially if you have it in econ mode. One thing I love and notice already is when you get in this car, not only do you have a ton of technology, you can see the heads-up display in front of you, but as you come to a stop, everything shuts off. It sounds like the car isn't even running. It's just completely quiet. So you have that, and then as you're steering and turning and accelerating, the car still feels like an Accord. It's not going to feel like you're driving a hybrid vehicle that, you know, everybody kind of makes fun of and talks about, where it has no power, or it's not fun, or it doesn't have this or that. This car has everything in the Accord that's not a hybrid would have. It steers just as well. It has sport mode, and it's going to have just as much power. So this one has the new 3rd generation 2.0 liter engine. So when you do kick it in sport mode or you do floor it, you're going to have a lot of oomph and power, more than you did in the previous generation. All right, we're getting onto the highway now, accelerating. I'm in normal mode, and I'm already up to 59, 55 miles an hour, depending on what the speed limit is. But you have plenty of power coming up onto the highway. If I put it into econ mode, I'm not going to notice a difference really in the driving, but I know that I'm going to save on my miles per gallon. It's going to kind of dumb down your air conditioning, and it's going to kind of cut back on your torque and your instant power. If you're the kind of person to floor it everywhere, you probably don't want to put it in econ mode. But if you're sitting in traffic, as I'm actually coming up to, it's really going to help you. When you put it into sport mode, you're going to instantly notice your suspension, steering, and engine mapping will change. It's really how it responds to the throttle. You're instantly going to have more torque. With it being a hybrid and having some of that battery power, it really gets you that extra torque right away. And it does kind of throw you back a little bit, not as much as like the Type R or the 10-speed 2.0 liter turbo in the Accord, but it is enough to make it a fun vehicle while being a hybrid. So I've got my Honda sensing features standard in this vehicle. My heads-up display is right in front of me. You can't see that now, but I got the lane keep assist on. I'm going down the road and I'm not steering. So it does say hands required after a while, but this feature is nice, especially if you're going on road trips, or you're traveling really far to work. If you're a late night worker, you get tired on the way home, this is really nice. It just told me steering required, so it won't let you go a long time without your hands on the steering wheel, but it's a nice aid for if you're traveling a long distance, you're getting tired, it'll kind of keep you in the lane as you're dozing off. And you have your collision mitigation, so if that person in front of you slams on the brakes and you're not paying attention, it'll warn you, and then it will actually apply the brakes for you. And you can use the regenerative braking on these paddle shifters. I'm on an exit ramp now. Was going, normal speed limit, but getting off onto the exit ramp, hit the minus button, max out your regenerative braking, and I'm pretty much engine braking all the way to the stoplight. Didn't even really have to hit the brakes. So it's gaining back your hybrid power, and you're also stopping the vehicle. So it really makes it easy to drive a hybrid and do the things you need to do to make sure you're getting the best gas mileage possible. In the older hybrids, they talk about coasting to every red light or coasting to a stop sign and, coasting downhill to get the best gas mileage. With the regenerative braking, it helps you do things like that to really get the gas mileage you're expecting when you're buying a car like this. So when you hit the EV button, which is going to be right below the Econ and Sport button, it's going to be kind of like the Clarity. So it's going to let you run in hybrid only mode until you either run out of power or you floor it and the vehicle thinks that you need some of that power from the 2.0 liter engine. So EV mode is really good for just city driving, sitting in stop and go traffic. You can really utilize that the battery power from the hybrid system to try to just stay off of that gas engine as much as possible. And my blind spot indicator just worked. So basically how that works is on each side you have the orange icons, and when you put your blinker on and there's somebody over there as I'm coming up on this traffic, it's going to beep at you to let you know that somebody's over there, because they replaced the lane watch camera on the right side with both blind spot indicators on the left and right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the test drive portion. If you have any questions about the test drive or some of the features I talked about, or I left something out, let me know in the comments down below and we'll try to include that in another video. But thanks again for checking out the new 2018 Honda Accord Hybrid.